It's me. Rainy today. Didn't have to do the Amazon delivery. How we doing? I'll be streaming for maybe an hour and a half before I had to go pick up my wife. The car still did not pass inspection yet. So we see what we have to do about that. That's okay, yeah. It's kind of annoying because having one car when you used to have two cars is a big deal. How do you check your ego is what I've been thinking about today. That's a question that many people aren't asking, is what I realize. How do you stay humble? How do you check your ego? And that kind of concerns me because I'm starting to see the people around me who don't check their ego. You start to see how they operate, and when your ego sneaks in, you have this thing called expectations and entitlement. You think you deserve something, you expect something, and when you don't get it, you get really disappointed. And people think you owe them something, so. Ooh, it's been a while. Try to stay grateful for the small things. Whenever I help people, the universe helps people. I just become an open channel. We're not. I look into the Uber stuff already with the Tesla thing. It's not a healthy. It's not good. It's not good because it's good if you're doing something specific, but we're fine. White tea, it's been a while. Thank you, Michelle Green, Windy, and Gift. When we don't check our ego, sometimes it sneaks in without us realizing it. Because we have some form of attachment. How do you do this with us? I could sit here for 8 hours if God and the universe tells me to. If that's my role. But when you're too available, it becomes entertainment. It becomes, I'm doing this for money. Right? Because when you're not always available, people take you more seriously because they know you're using your life. If you're constantly on here, it becomes more entertainment. And I'm not here for that. We're here with, to teach and to share wisdom and to practice, to apply. Which is fine again. How's the weather? It's been rainy here. It's been raining here, and I recently bought a pump because my street, one side of the street doesn't drain out very well. So I recently invested a pump because many places has bad drainage. So at the temple, sometimes they don't have good drainage. I could use that somewhere. When we help people, when we serve God, and when we serve humanity, what do you get from that? Sometimes you gotta step back and breathe, yeah. You help people because you have already been blessed. Oftentimes, people help others because they get attention and validation. When the light workers and bodhisattvas help people, they already, like when you find the Buddha nature, the Christ consciousness, the Krishna consciousness, you're complete. And then you help people. But there are people who help others without connecting to that presence, which is fine, again. But when you help somebody and your cup is not overflowed, when you help people, your cup gets empty. When you practice embodying the divine light within already, no matter how much you help people, you always fill your cup first. When you don't fill your cup first and you help others, you get drained. And when you're drained, you get moody. And when you get moody, your desire rises. You want to eat more. You want to have more sex. You want to do all these surface level things more because your cup is empty. Because you don't realize to fill your cup completely. And this is more mature and more advanced talk because it's very technical. It's not technical. It's love your damn self, but actually practicing it. It doesn't take so much time. It depends. When you're more mature and you're more practiced and you're more seasoned teacher, healer, educator, it's easier. When you're new to this thing, it's going to take a little bit longer because you still have a lot of attachment. Like maybe you need to smoke the Jamaican herb to relax. You need to alcohol to relax. You need a lot of comfort to relax. And comfort is great, but not too much. And that line of not too much is very, as you become more mature, you need less and less comfort because you know that comfort makes when the mind feels comfortable, it gets lazy. Right? When I went camping to do the healing work, I slept on a piece of foam. It was not easy to sleep on, but I recognized it was easier for me to wake up because my mind was not comfortable. When I come home and I sleep on, I already know this, and I'm sharing this with you to share with you that when your mind is too comfortable, it's going to sleep longer. Sometimes you do need to sleep longer because you have a very physical day. Namo Yirafak. Right? But when you're not using your life, you're going to be drawn to using more YouTube, TikTok. And you're going to use these things for entertainment, but not for awakening, enlightenment, self-development. And it's okay that we watch random fun cat videos, the dodo, right? It's fine that we watch all these things, but not too much, right? Like I drink tea, but I make sure, is this too much caffeine? Because if I'm drinking too much caffeine, your brain, your mind, your energy, you have a lot of energy. Are you using that energy to do something? If you have a lot of energy, but you're not using it. This is when your libido rises, right? This is when that hanky-panky, you get on Tinder, hey baby. And so this is why you have to be careful. If you eat too much eggs, your hormones, you get messed with. If you don't have enough protein, you feel weaker because you need protein. If you're vegetarian, you need to find a way to fulfill that protein, whether it's soy or supplements right? So this is why you have to pay attention to your body. Like for me, when I eat too much eggs, I can feel my energy, too much yang energy, too much fire. If I eat too much eggs for an extended amount of time, my heart starts to feel weird. So your body is so sensitive if you pay attention. Your life is so sensitive if you begin to pay attention. You see how every little thing is interconnected, interbeing, right? For example, if I change the way I speak to a more masculine style, the energy of the stream changes and it's not as relaxing. But if I slow down and speak clearly, articulately, more slower tone, the pace of the stream changes. If I look at the camera, the energy you're receiving changes. If I lower my tone, look in the camera and say something, the intensity and the focus changes. So it's all energy, right? So when you start paying attention to life, you pay attention how strong is the caffeine you're drinking. How long are you sleeping? And is this making your life balance? Or is it making your life in disharmony? And it's all just start by awareness. Just paying attention. Life is already teaching you so much. But it's not about being perfect. Some people have a higher standard of perfection, which is fine. Because that's you. But do your best. I had a soy sandwich today. Okay. And so, when I'm engaging with you, I'm deciding how much do I want to respond to each comment, because there's so many comments to respond to. So through the art of awareness, you know how much response you should and when to cut off. But if you don't engage with your brothers and sisters at all, we feel connected through the chat and comment section. But if I'm doing this too much, then I get into my head because I'm just trying to answer questions. So it's a very thin line, this art of awareness. So the more you pay attention, the more your life becomes, because yin and yang is not like the So when we think about yin and yang, right? It's not exactly like that. It's moving, right? The chi, the yin and yang, it's moving. But if you stay centered, you're aware how to, right? What energy you want to, how you want to operate. Sometimes you need more fire. Sometimes you need more water, you slow it down. And how do you decide that? By paying attention. So basically, by simply paying attention, you're gaining so much by listening. So when you become an amazing listener, you become so absorbent, because many people just are talking and thinking and talking and thinking and input and input and input, but they don't learn to become open and be available to what's here. How do you balance being able to use your voice? You pay attention to how the collective, like the energy in the stream and where we're at right now, are we more like, is the chat more quiet? If the chat is more quiet, it means that you guys and girls and people out there are more yin. When you have more yin energy, that means I need to bring the yang energy, right? But if I bring too much, it may bring disharmony and people will leave, which is fine, right? Welcoming Chuni. And so as people become more curious and open and engaged, then I need to balance it with more graceful energy. But if the energy gets chaotic, you'll see me already. Breathing in, be aware that you're breathing in. Slowly out. I hear Thai Vang Bak speaking, doing the Zen song, right? Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, and never in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, and never in a hurry. The song from Plum Village, Thich Nhat Hanh's community. Even when you're talking mad it's just so peaceful. It's just the truth is painful. Welcoming I'm actually here. Thank you for your singing. I feel so sad tonight. It's okay. Let's see here. What does it mean when people are not balanced? It means that we are looking at things from a one point of view. You are a one-way street. But when you have wisdom, you realize, there's always multiple directions, but we have to step back and get out of our ego what we want to see versus the truth. And truth, it's about perspective. It's about the human reality. It's about the spiritual reality. So this is when it gets really tricky and philosophical. So I try not to get into that kind of the explanation, because if you will naturally figure it out as you meditate and pay attention. Can you provide guidance on someone who just began their journey? Welcoming everybody. Varin. Another popular song. Avaloki Teshvara. Avaloki. Teshvara. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum comes from that Bodhisattva, which is more Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism. It's almost saying like anything is possible with love, with God, with Buddha. That's it. And if you don't believe in God and Buddha, anything is possible if you believe. Same difference. If you're just starting out your spiritual journey, enjoy the ride. Be open and be willing to be wrong. Be willing to get lost too. Before I found fulfillment, I had to get lost finding what I thought was happiness, which is a lot of desire, lots of partying, lots of plant medicines, lots of sightseeing and lots of eating things, only to realize I am enough. Thank you, Buddha. Nice to see you. Miami's here. Right, when I first was looking for happiness, I started at go-karting. I went to go-kart at K1 karting quite a bit because I thought that was happiness. I ate fajitas. Hey, shout out to my brother Armando. I was like, I only know one Armando, and my homie that I used to do wedding videographer with. I'm like, oh, it's Armando. It's like actually Armando. So from being on TikTok, I'm seeing a lot of people say hi to me now. So shout out to my homies. And I hope that your wife is happy. And I'm not sure if you have a baby yet. So when you're beginning the spiritual journey, follow the feeling more than what you think is love. Many people follow what they think is love, and that's why they're not happy. So many people follow what they think is love. Follow the feeling of fulfillment, the feeling of joy. Many people will talk about Jesus and completely don't even feel love. And that's why it's like, should I even listen to you right now? Many people talk about the Buddha, but you don't even feel compassion. It's like, no, this is the way. Like, ew. Ew. And some people, when they talk, you just want to go to bed, You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be in the present moment. It's very good for you. If you pay attention to your life, attention will pay you. So we do what we think spiritual people should speak like. I sound like a guru. Guru Tanet here talking to you. Just be your damn self, you know what I'm saying? Like, be yourself. How do you know? But sometimes it's difficult for us to just be ourselves because we're so inspired by our teachers. right? We're so inspired by our teachers that we want to copy them, that we don't learn how to be original. So we end up sounding like our teachers because we're so inspired, which is a beautiful thing. That means your teacher is doing a great job, you know what I'm saying? Right? Because that's right. Yes, there's a lot of booty kissers. I mean, there's a lot of booty kissers out there. Because why? Instead of learning to help people, they want to follow people for clout. My favorite teacher is, hey, shout out to Jesus. I just joined and this man had me for a second, and how we would. Never lose yourself unless you're Eminem. How do you know what your purpose is? How do you find it? I'm hearing everything, saying this, and don't know how. Do you really want to find your purpose? Do you? Your purpose is about service. Like, let's cut the BS and pretend like to make it poetic and sexy and not. Your purpose is about service. Helping someone or something, animals, human beings, because your purpose is about something beyond you. Like when I'm on TikTok here, I'm here because I'm here for something beyond me. Right? To serve, not my ego, but to serve from compassion and love. At first, I didn't want to believe that. But I reckon, well, naturally it was in my heart, but I didn't know how true that was, you know? Some people's purpose is to be a lawyer because that's what fulfills them. Because when you find your purpose, imagine this. There's something so original to you that when you find it, you feel like you found a puzzle that fits into this cosmic, like you find a piece of you that connects to this cosmic puzzle, and then you become so energized that you find other puzzles, and then when your puzzles plug in, your little puzzle starts to grow in a 3-dimensional, which means you start to, in your piece of the puzzle, you cultivate and you become part of the universal, the Dharma tree, you know, the Bodhi tree, the network of light workers and people who help each other. And it's such a humbling thing. Like for some people, it's starting a cat sanctuary, right? Apparently for me, it's here right now with you and sound healing. So it could be anything. It could be an amazing mother. It could be being a bus driver who shows compassion to every rider. It could be an Amazon delivery driver who does it with a smile. And when people come out, you give them a smile and they feel love through just you doing simple things in life. I want to be a carrot, says. Be an amazing carrot. You know, if you want to be a carrot, be an amazing. Does your purpose change over the years? How do you tap into your spiritual gifts without fear? Okay, let's do it. The core of your purpose is about service, so that will never change. But the way you serve does. That's the right? Because if the way you serve becomes more exciting, becomes more inspiring, and become more challenging, you will grow. But if the way you serve, it's like not really helping, not challenging you, you're too comfortable. From making love, you become flaccid. You know what flaccid is? I does not detect that. Because when you're excited about helping people, when you're excited about service, you stay turned on and be open to Buddha, God, universe working through you. When you do, the master calls this routine work. When you're going through the motions of being a healer, all right, when I get online and I'm engaging with you, it's never like, all right, everybody, let's do the same thing, breathing in and out. All right, now we're going to meditate for 10 minutes. And now we're going to do the chanting. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om. You can go to the temple for that stuff, okay? That's different. That's the temple, that's why it's there, right? That's why if you want to hear Ave Maria, you're going to go to Catholic Church. But when you find your original purpose, you find it's like you create your own dish. You create your own flavor that many people are like, is this cake? Or is this ice cream cake? They don't know. Right? So it makes people like, what is he? He's bald, but he's not wearing a robe. He's doing sound healing, but he's also talking. He's chanting, but he can also sing. But it's... Because as you become an open channel, the universe bless you with different tools. Singing bowls, flutes, singing. The way how to articulate, how to use your hands to speak, how to use humor, how to use theater, simply to just remind people that you are the one, that you are beautiful, that you are magical, that you're powerful, and you already got it. You got the power, right? But sometimes we don't feel it because doubt, fear, worries, the destroyer of dreams. But when we get rid of the doubt, fears, and worries, some light starts to shine, flickering in your heart. And every day that you tend to your light, your energy slowly rises. But some people, they want a shortcut. They want to jump from root chakra right to the third eye. How are you going to jump from the first grade to freaking high school? Because ego doesn't want to do the work to slowly go up the chakra. We want to just jump to third eye because why? Third eye. I will help you open your third eye for $20. Link in the bio. Limited time. Buy one, get one free. Okay? You get a third eye opening. Your third eye open. Everybody, third eye open. Hey, we're supposed to be serious. We're chanting and stuff, man. Huma says, many teachers push conformity because it takes no effort, is easy, and is predictable. Teaching understanding takes patience. This is why when you study Zen masters and Zen teachers, they kick your butt, but they don't put that in books, right? You hear about the Zen master with a stick. If you're sitting straight and your back starts drooping, you're gonna get the stick real quick, right? You fall asleep, stick, right? So you're sitting there like, oh God, I'm getting sleepy. I know the stick will come if I start drooping my back. Oh shoot, we're supposed to be picking up our teacups right now. Stick. Oh shoot. You're like, and so my master did train me like that too. But I'm not going to explain it because it's kind of like controversial, because there's a lot of butt kicking, really. It's like if the master walked behind me, you don't know what's coming. Oh God. Because the moment you stop caring, you become free. Because what feels pain, it's just the body. And he's not like beating you up. It's more about the lesson, getting rid of the fear. And you're free. But when you're still holding on to fear, why are you holding on to the fear that doesn't make you happy? Because we don't know we could let go. This is why breathing in, let it go. I didn't know either until the Buddha taught me. And in the beginning, I did not really I was raised Buddhist, but I didn't practice Buddhism. I just followed the tradition because I was raised in it. The way I really restored my connection with the Buddha, I just intuitively talked to the Buddha. That is also controversial because that's not what the Buddha taught. In Theravada, the Thailand style, that's more Mahayana. Because in Mahayana, it's like Buddhism that has faith in the beyond. But anyways, let's see here. Any advice on manifestation? What are you trying to manifest? Marshmallow, the car. It's okay. You're about to make me cry. Hey, shout out to Gemini J. It's okay. What are you trying to manifest? Money? Girlfriend? Job? Or what are you trying to manifest? I was born in Thailand, and I came to America when I was 6.5. It's Mahayana. It can be, but Vajrayana is more of tantric, ritualistic, and more magic. But if you don't know what you're doing, your mind starts making up what it thinks is the Buddha. What you think is spirituality. So the foundation is the Zen. Just learn to be in the neutral gear. Okay, สวัสดีครับ Barin meditator. You are amazing, just as amazing as the people who don't know how amazing they are. Amen to that. When you find out how priceless you are, you'll find out like why I'm so excited and why I'm so enthused and why I'm always passionate when I get on the camera. Because when you just get one person to realize, which is yourself first, and then you help another person that's not you, when you become part of somebody's realizing their true happiness, it's so humbling that it's possible, right? For it to be possible to help people feel deep joy, it's like so. In the beginning, I was always emotional because the process of helping people find themselves is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. In the beginning, I would just help one person a year. So I'd spend my whole year just mentoring one person. Because why? It's difficult. And each year it would like 1 and 2. But then after you get to around 10, it starts to grow exponentially. Because you have to learn to be humble in the beginning. If your foundation is not humble, the ego gets in through the back door. And if you don't detect the ego rising, it can poison the whole system and it comes crashing down. Then you have to then you have to return back to your contemplation. What did I do wrong? You did not check your back door. You were not thorough with checking your ego. But here's the thing, every time you fail and you don't give up, you just get stronger. You become more resilient. You become more sharp, more wise. Because you know why? You remember that one time you let your ego says, I have power. I open my third eye. I am clairvoyant. I have psychic abilities. God does. Buddha does. We're just an empty channel for the universe to work through us. We're not here to use the universe. We're here to let the universe use us. So the people that start saying, I have power, I love them anyways. It's just like, you don't. Because if you say I have power, the ego starts to think. And if you don't check your ego and stay humble, you may play humble, but inside, I'm Guru Tanet. Ew. Stay humble. Amen to that. Yeah, 'cause the thing is, if you don't always check your ego, this thing will say, I have power. I know God. But until you're like at a high level, you say whatever you want. But you know the consequences, right? When you get to a high level, you're good. But that's for a while. And even when you're at high level, you're aware of the consequences because you know the cause and effect of saying some because sometimes saying some egoic things inspire people to believe in themselves when they just are sad. But years of devotion and practice to where you use the ego instead of letting the ego use you. And I've only met one person at that level, which is my own master. And humbling speaking, but it's not my master. It's the universe working through the teacher. No one owns wisdom. And your real master is within. But sometimes you don't know how to connect with this yet. So when you sense that this person may know something, pay attention to them. Listen to them. Be curious. How are they doing it? How are they healing them? How are they inspiring people? Why do they talk that way? And so when I was being trained, why does the master blink that way? Why does the master walk that way? But I won't tell anybody. I was, super laser, like, why does the master, why does he dress that way? Why does he talk that way? Because there's a reason for everything that your master and your teacher does. Your high level still requires maintenance and commitment. Because this is called the human experience, you know what I'm saying? We're not here to escape our ego. Our ego is like a wandering buffalo that goes, ooh, that's an ice cream cone. And your heart goes, cause and effect. You said you want to lose weight, you eating ice cream cone? Ooh. Your friend calls you want to go to the bar at 10 p.m. You're like, oh yeah, memories. Oh yeah, shot, Red Bull vodka. And your heart goes, you said you want to be around more spiritual people. Damn. So you right, so you get into this, but eventually this thing expands and it goes, I don't hang out at bars anymore. And when you choose your heart over your attachment, your desires, this is what happens in the background. You have awakened and chose the light. Link in the bio. So every time you make a decision in alignment with your purpose, your ancestors, the angels, and the light workers, they're all in like, he or she actually shows the heart. And they're like, in the beginning, it's like, and as you do more of it, they're like, yeah. And as you do more of it, they come and they start helping you serve. When the bodhisattvas and the angels and the Buddhas start helping you serve, the wind moves. And when you take a deep breath, the wind stops. When you go quiet, the cicadas. And at first you're like, okay, this is not normal. It's too in sync. Like it's too synchronicity. that your ego doesn't want to believe, like, oh my gosh, we're so in harmony and in alignment with the nature, that your ego goes. But your heart goes, right? Your ego goes, and your heart goes. And then your ego goes. Because when the ego goes, I don't know. When your ego goes, I don't know, the heart expands, because the ego goes, I surrender. And that's when the wind blows. And you play the Thank you, miss. Excuse me for that. Thank you, Jessica. You are very good for those of us that are wondering. Yeah. So I grew up with ADHD, ADD, my mind was everywhere. Okay. It took me a long time to tame and learn how to use it. So my nature, like, I would just, my mind would be wandering very much. And because why? I overthink when I was a kid because I got picked on a lot. So when you get picked on, you don't like that feeling because you feel weak. So you start overthinking to get away from your feelings, which is you feel scared. So it made me, and then when I go home, my parents are yelling and fighting, and then you get spanked, right? So it was just very, my mind was very active because I was just in such a unhappy environments growing up. And so for me to tame my wandering buffalo, mushrooms, ooh, there's a bug, ooh, there's a rush. And then so as we meditate, you're like, oh, this way. Okay, the mushroom's there, enjoy, come back. There's fresh grass over there. You're like, no, okay, I enjoyed it. Like, sometimes you gotta kick the buffalo a little bit, because kicking the buffalo, they don't feel a lot because there's a buffalo, right? Your ego sometimes it's like a rhino in the beginning, because the rhino is like really resilient to response and to your guidance. So you got to be like, when you begin your meditative discipline, first you just got to get your foot in the door. If you are inspired to meditate, just start. As you're in a rhino mode lately. Damn, you've been there a long time. Just kidding. Okay. And so as you become more like past the beginner phase, to tame the ADHD, to tame the deep wandering mind, you have to do this thing called tight practice. right? When you're chill, you're like, Namo Amitabha. That's more yin practice. Tight practice would be like this. Everything difficult. Your back starts to slouch. You're like, because you're learning to be solid and still. And when your mind moves, you're not used to that discipline, so you catch yourself. Thumb droops. Oh, you start falling asleep. You close your eyes completely. Right, so the meditative discipline, the 7-point system, legs crossed, back straight, head slightly tilted, hands in one place, tongue gently touching the roof of the mouth, eyes partially closed, following your breath. If you're more sleepy, you keep your eyes more open. If you're fully energized, you keep your eyes tiny bit open, but not all the way. Because when you close all the way, you start releasing melatonin, which means your brain goes, looks like we're going to sleep, body. So if you keep it slightly open and light still comes in, it keeps you from entering dream state too much, which is a really crucial part of it, okay? Legs cross. Now, if you can't cross your legs, you can slowly eventually cross it. So you start like this, and you have 2 pillows folded. So when your hips are higher than your knee, it's a lot more comfortable. So this is why we fold 2 pillows on top of our bottom. As we become more flexible, right, I could just flat. Because that's over time, you practice it. So in the beginning, your legs are like this, and as you learn to relax your mind, the mind tells the body, it's okay. And the secret, it just takes 1 month. In 1 month, you can just get to half lotus. But you have to be devoted. I mean, honestly, if you are aggressive, you could do it in 1 week. So when I started and I wanted to do full lotus, my legs were tight. So I would sit there and I would push my legs down. But I would mentally relax the part that was tight using your mental willpower. So I would send oxygen to where my groin area where it's tight, and eventually it relaxed. And I'm like, okay, how far can you push this? I mean, you could push it so far, like you could, like something, right? But the thing is, what's the point of meditation? The art of awareness. Right? So you don't need to do all the fancy stuff. You just need to do enough so that you can be aware of your posture, your body, your mind, and your action. When you're aware of your body, your mind, your action, that's when the Buddha nature, the Christ consciousness becomes in the center, aware. And then you take action from inspiration, compassion, devotion, and a deeper insight and awareness. This is why we have to be really disciplined to progress our spiritual life, because we're here to tame the mind. Because when our mind is constantly negative and doubtful, it's hard to believe in your dream when you're always doubting your damn self. And thank you for the gifts. Creole Queen, the Teddy in the Lighthouse, Aretha, Jacob, Miss November, Meeseeks, Kinjorley, Trina. I know I missed some questions. If I miss your questions, you can always ask. May you hear the light name Amida, I call you. I could do a more Japanese mantra. Varakana mantra. which is Om Amugavarachana Mahamudra Mani Padma. Yes, I'm in H-Town. Om Namo Kavirachana Mahamudra Mani Padma Javama Pateya Om Namo Kavirachana Mahamudra Mani Padma Javama Prataya Om Namo Kavirachana Mahamudra Mani Padma Javama Prataya Om Namo Kavirachana Mahamudra Mani Padma Javama Prataya We should Om together. This is how you can release and relax yourself. It's just a singing meditation. Okay? That's it. You're singing meditation and you don't even have to be on pitch. Your Om can be, It's more about using your energy. Right? You may have a lot of energy and you don't know how to, it may be really difficult to just sit and meditate. Walking meditation is also beautiful and powerful, but it's hard to teach on the live stream. But while we're here, we can Om together. And how to really make it difficult. Right? For example, breathing in. Inhale. Breathing in. Breathe in. How do you feel? Sometimes sitting meditation is not enough because our mind's very active. Oming helps you to use some of that energy. And it's a fun way to feel community. Sawadee. I use that tool you use for, it's a fish drum. All right. And the way, if you have even more energy, like I just made up my own in the past. I just Om until my stomach is shaking, which means you're using which means you're using so much energy. You're pushing all your energy out and you feel your stomach contraction. And then you breathe. You want to try? Here we go. What do I do when I have broken a promise? Stop making them? So what we're doing is we're breathing in deeply and we're oming from our stomach, okay? Stomach and not just chest and throat. That's why I'm pointing here. Let me just give you a demonstration. If you're driving, please don't do this. It's not safe if you're driving, so don't even do it because it's dangerous. Like I have a scar on my chin because I did the wrong thing, okay? I was hyperventilating. Because why I woke up at 4 a.m. to do the tumo, which is the fire Tibetan fierce lady breath, which is you hold, squeeze perineum, swallow, visualize the orb in your center of your stomach, visualize a flame in the dot in the center of your solar plexus. So if you do it wrong, you can faint, which is what happens. And I fell and my chin hit the corner of the kitchen counter and broke a stool. Tumo. Okay, so be careful. If I'm telling you, it comes from experience. Like I have battles. Like I got battle scars from meditation, but I continue to push through. I just had I had about 2 days of PTSD, and I was like, I'm willing to, I'm gonna go all the way, man. I have a body, I'm not the body, but let me at least take care of my body. I'm not trying to faint, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the Wim Hof, okay? And so it's more balanced. Wim Hof is a lot of fire. This one we learn to tame the fire. But Wim Hof is popular in the West, and there's a kind of a quite different. Here we go. Breathe in. And now just simmer in the silence. And I'll play the flute for you as you simmer in what you feel. How do you feel? Hold on, let me check if my wife is home, because I was supposed to pick her up, but I heard somebody in an icebox. Give me a second. So I have to leave in about 10 minutes, and I'll come back to stream again. Now we have that ice machine, and I guess it was just making noises. So the whole thing is love your damn self. That's the motto of the mystic. But is it just playing devil's advocate? But it is possible to love yourself too much. I mean, of course, you can egoically love yourself. Too much of anything becomes a poison. Like the same applies. Too much fire, you burn yourself. But enough fire, you can stay warm. Too much water, you drown. Too little water, you get thirsty. This is, that's the beauty of the ancients and all these ancient timeless wisdom. It's that it applies in so many things, and if you start paying attention, the lesson is everywhere. In the trees, wintertime, seasons change, teaching you impermanence. Your hair falls, impermanence. Cause and effect. The apple drops from the tree, hits you on the head. Oh, I sat under the apple tree when it's ripe. That's why I fall on my dang head. There's a snake. I shouldn't go that way because I learned my friend got poisoned or bit. I learned some. But if you don't pay attention, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Rhonda says, so many people in TikTok. Yeah, lately, I mean, it's been popping. You know why? People are out of college and school. So there's more people online because there's more time. Because we pay attention to the cause and effect. See, it's everywhere. I'm just trying. If you just pay attention, you start to see how things unfold. But if you don't pay attention, you're like, And I learned this from who? The master. Because if you don't pay attention and the master asks you a question, because the master is a big deal, you know. To me, the master is like my lama. Thank you, Ashley. Right. The master is a lama. Like it's right. To me, the master is like a living Buddha. Let me just be honest with you, okay? To me, the master is a living Buddha, and when a living Buddha asks you a question, and you don't know it, you didn't answer in a way about the teaching and about the Dharma. Because when you care about the Dharma, when you care about your spiritual development, you progress. It's about you and yourself. When you pay attention, your life progresses. I miss you. Yeah, I will get back to Insight Timer maybe in a couple weeks. It's just my life schedule is not balanced yet. So I will be back on Insight Timer, so don't worry about that. I found him on, okay. Hey, welcome to everybody on YouTube. So when the master asks you about something, you better be paying attention because he's there to help you. Like the master doesn't need you. You need the Lama. You know what I mean? The Lama doesn't need you. You need the Lama. And if you're the student or whatever, you better be paying attention because if you don't pay attention and if you're not progressing, eventually you're going to leave. If you don't spiritually progress, you eventually are going to. But this is why they say gate, paragate, parasangate, bodhisavaha. Gate, paragate, parasangate. Keep going, go beyond to the other side, which means to go all the way the best you can. Because imagine you have the chance, because you got to find a good teacher first. Right? Like this enlightenment stuff, it's been a week since I caught you on, I can tell I didn't realize it. Yeah. Right, when I first met the master, before meeting the master, I didn't even think enlightenment was possible or supernatural powers were I thought that I believed in them, but I didn't know what was possible until I met the master and I was like, whoa, that is not normal at all. I thought, so I was like, dude, this is like Dumbledore. What if you get banned from the temple? That's your karma. You did something to get banned. It's on you, boo, right? If you get banned from anywhere, that's on you. It means you're not open, you're not paying attention. That's why. And in the real world, that may be called jail, right? When the temple is like compassion, great. In real world, it may be jail. So this is why, and it's hard to help people who don't listen. And it's hard to help people who think they know everything. It's hard to tell people who think they are enlightened. And it's hard to help people who is attached to There's some people who get online and need me to validate them every time. You don't notice me. I'm like, there's like almost 400 people here. I can miss some people. You didn't say hi to me. I'm like, oh, let me just go ahead and say hi then. Right? So to me, I'm doing the best I can, but you want to keep the Dharma and the knowledge going. And of course, every time people get pissed off at me or whatever, I just look for a way to improve because they don't know better. You know what I'm saying? If they knew better, hi Carlos. Because if they knew better, they wouldn't ask for validation. And so I just go ahead and say hi without making a big deal. But there is a lesson there. So everybody say hi to Carlos. Anyways, I gotta go pick up my wife. It's gonna take maybe 20 minutes. And when I get back, we'll do a bit more music unless y'all want more spiritual talk. Here we go. Hi Carlos. Hola. On the way. Like, wait, what? Get on the way. Wait, what? How you know that stuff? And this is that Texas spirituality, you know what I'm saying? This that H-Town spirituality. Spiritualidad. Okay, I'll see y'all soon, and thank you. It's poppin'. Hey, shout out to BR.